Hi, I'm Andy Hawkins, the senior pastor of the Village Church, and I'm here with my dear friend Janet Howard, who is the chairperson of our missions committee. And Janet, this is the time of the year when we get really excited at the Village Church because it's really, we're looking at a highlight of our church year, and it's called Global Impact Week. And that's what we're going to talk about, isn't it?
It's a wonderful week.
Yeah, what's the whole purpose of the week of Global Impact Week?
Such a great question. So that we understand what God is doing around the world. It's global, and people will come to tell us about it and how we can be involved. We're here at Shell Point, but we need to know what's happening around the world.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, tell us about the people who are coming, because we got a couple that are just, I think, legendary in terms of their international work. So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, it's David and Becky Thompson. And when I saw their bio, I was amazed. They knew each other from first grade.
No kidding.
Because they were both children of missionaries in Southeast Asia. So they went to boarding school from first grade on. And so they've known each other a long time. He did his medical school, and she did an RN, and they were married much later, well, after the schooling. And then they went as missionaries to Gabon, and he started a hospital there in Bangolo, in the middle of the jungle. And then more recently, God took him up to Egypt, such a different thing. So now he's learning Arabic. But their work has been in medical missions basically all of their time.
Yeah, and their transition astonished me, to go from Africa to having to learn Arabic and go to Egypt, because I mean they're like older than I am actually, and to do that and pick up a language, a new language like that, what an amazing commitment they have to sharing the gospel.
It was a commitment,
Yeah.
and they went to an Anglican hospital there, Harper Anglican Hospital, and they've done really well. So wherever they are, Dave has been very intentional about training surgeons for Africa.
Yeah.
And he's begun this program, I think it was in the 70s, and there have been 80 surgeons trained in Africa for Africa.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? And that's the story of one couple just multiplying their
Over and
gifts.
over.
That gifts not only communicate the gospel, but do it in a way that really enhances the well-being of people who are there and so needy in that area.
Very much so,
Yeah.
and it's encouraging for him, and he's going to be talking about that during the week, so that's going to be a great thing to hear about. In fact, his academy class on Friday is about training surgeons for Africa, so I hope many people will be interested in that, what it amounts to and what it took on his part.
Yeah, whether people are involved with the Village Church or not, this couple is someone that they ought to hear, don't you
Oh,
think?
definitely.
Yeah,
So this is for the whole community.
Absolutely. Now, who's the other person that's going to join us as an international worker this week?
Well, she's our very own. I say own because she lives in Coquina, Janice Quinlan, and she has years of experience also.
That's right. Janice is our international worker in residence, which basically means that once about every 4 years, most of our missionaries come and spend a year of home service.
Yep.
And so Janice works in Thailand and has for several decades, actually.
Yes.
And she's actually been functioning as the field director for, I don't know, more than 24 missionaries who work in that area, I think. And so she's been the field director. She's back home here for a year. She's a member of our church.
Yes.
And so when she does, she lands in our community, and we're delighted to have her all year, but she'll be participating in Global Impact Week as well.
And when I hear her talk about what it means to be a leader of a large team in Thailand, when they meet together, their language cannot even be English.
Wow.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Because they have workers. This is the neat thing. Countries around the world are sending missionaries out. It's not just America.
Yeah.
So she has workers from Thailand. In Thailand, she has workers from Holland and from China and from Vietnam and a few other countries. So Thai is the language that they use when they're talking about strategizing, because some don't really know English very well. So imagine having to lead a team where you can't even use English.
How about that? Incredible.
Yeah.
Well, these are incredible people.
Truly.
Tell us about the events of the week. Sort of lay out the week for us.
Okay, well, both Sundays. So there'll be bookends Sunday morning, Sunday evening. Monday evening is a friendship banquet. So people are invited to come. It's a time to meet new friends. So we invite people. And then Tuesday will be another time at the church. desserts on a table and a time to ask questions of our workers. Wednesday is special for women in Shell Point community, not just the church. It's called Mugs and Muffins. So everybody brings their favorite mug, sit around and tell their friends about their mug, and there'll be prizes. And then Becky will be giving a really great talk about her experience.
Yeah, I feel bad. I'm going to get a prize because I'm not a woman. Right?
Yeah, but you can go to the men's breakfast.
Okay, well,
and that's
for
for
later.
men only.
That's right. Now, the Wednesday, before we move too fast in
yeah.
the week, is in the morning.
Wednesday morning and then Wednesday evening, a
Yep.
special time of prayer. They will share their hearts, the burdens that they're bringing
Yep.
to us,
Yep.
and then we can pray for them.
Great.
And then Friday is the Academy class, and Friday evening is a musical celebration with video pictures and a lot of words. It's Awaken is the name of the celebration.
How about that? I think it's always important to recognize what God is doing around the world, and there's so many things to celebrate.
Yep.
There are many needs, and so often in a week like this, we can get tied up in the needs, and that's important to commit ourselves to those things. But we want to celebrate what God's doing,
For
and
sure.
Friday is what's happening. What about Saturday then?
Oh yes, that's where you come in. Men's breakfast.
That's right. The men's breakfast. David Thompson will be our speaker.
Yes.
It will be held down at the Banyan Grill.
Yep.
And we're really looking forward to making sure that people are invited and come and hear what David has been doing. His life is extraordinary, and as a man speaking to men, I really can't wait for that opportunity. That's
But you have
terrific.
to bring $10 for your ticket.
That's true. $10 for the ticket.
And you can bring friends, and actually,
Absolutely.
it's being subsidized, so
That's right.
it's going to be a great breakfast
Yeah.
for all men, and you'll enjoy it.
Absolutely.
And then the final Sunday, we don't want to forget that again.
That's right.
David Thompson will be speaking. Janice will be speaking in the evening. It will be a great week.
Absolutely. We're really looking forward to it. Yeah, they can check out the church's website. There's a lot of
Yes.
information about that, and they can find out all the details about when each of those events are taking place. We certainly also want to mention that we mentioned the banquet, but the banquet is a great opportunity for people who really haven't been aware of what we do in international ministries, to get a really great picture of what our denomination is doing and how it does it. And it's a free banquet, although it requires a ticket, right?
Yes, you have to have a ticket, but just knowing that it's free, but especially, like you said, hearing what God's doing around the world.
And you know, this has always been, not only in this church, but in my prior church, when we have weeks like this, these are always the highlight, because we see what God is doing, and it really is. I mean, I think Christmas and Easter are probably the highlights, but this is maybe just a close third in my estimation as a pastor, because people really do get really educated but energized as well for
And
the
to see
kingdom
what
of
God's
Christ.
doing.
Absolutely.
And it involves all kinds of
Yeah.
people around the world, not just us white people. That's what excites me.
Oh, absolutely. That's right. And it's such a delight to work with you, Janet, and also
Thank
the whole
you.
team that you have. The missions committee is a wonderful group of people. They bring a lot of energy and creativity, and they just are diligent about accomplishing the things that God has placed on their plate. And so it's a pleasure to realize what's being unfolding before us for Global Impact Week. So we hope that you'll join us on February 17 to the 24th for Global Impact Week. Try to get to as many of those opportunities as you can. We've got fantastic people that you'll never forget when you hear them speak. God bless you, and hope to see you there.
Thank you.